I consider this to be one of the, if not the most, overlooked neurodivergent traits on the planet. And I have done my research, and unless I've been researching wrong, unlikely I'm neurodivergent and researching is kind of my thing, this just isn't a thing that's talked about. I'm talking about something that I like to call unevenness. Like, I literally don't know what else to call it. I cannot find a name for it. And please, if you do know what this is, I beg, just comment it down below so I can research the fuck out of it. What do I mean when I say unevenness? And there are going to be some of you that already know exactly what I'm talking about without me needing to explain it further. However, if you have an inkling but aren't entirely sure, then keep watching and I'll try and explain it to you. For me, unevenness affects many different areas of my day-to-day life, from physical feelings and sensations to mental feelings and not being able to concentrate to honestly full-on meltdowns if I can't balance it out. Okay, some examples. If someone were to touch my left arm with a cold hand, that would kind of like send my mind and body into like shock, and I would have to have that same person touch me again on the opposite arm in the same place until it feels even. Once balanced, I can then regain control of my body and once again focus on my surroundings. Another example, which kind of the same thing, but where I have to manually put in the work to even it out, and that would be where someone, for example, brushes past me. I would then have to try and emulate that same feeling with my own hand on the opposite side, or it can also look like brushing up against things like physically. This process and these feelings don't necessarily have to come from like another person. It can just be from me bumping into stuff, as ridiculous as that sounds. Like if I brush past a door frame, if I actually like lean on something, I have to go back and try and even it up by leaning on that thing the other way or brushing up against the door frame with the other side of me, and I need to go back and do that before I can then focus again on the task I was originally doing. And these feelings of unevenness don't necessarily have to come from physical touch. They can come from sound or bright lights. For example, if there's particularly loud music on one side of me, I will have to kind of even that up by physically turning myself so I can hear the music in equal measures in both of my ears. And it's the same for lights or movements. If there's something going on one side of me that's a lot, I have to even it up on the other side by like stimming. I'll flick my hands or my fingers to kind of create some kind of movement that equals the other movement on the other side. But why do I need to even it out? Because it feels fucking horrible if I don't. Like, I get like physical reactions if I can't even something up. Like it makes me cringe. It makes it so that I cannot concentrate on literally anything else until it's evened out again. It makes me cry sometimes. It feels like the worst feeling that you just cannot shake, and it sends me spiraling sometimes. I cannot concentrate until it's even. Sometimes I can get stuck in loops where I'll be trying to even something out on like one side of me, but I do it too much and I have to go back to the original side that I first felt that feeling, that sensation, or that noise, and like even it back up because I've done it too much on the other side. I know this sounds fucking ridiculous to anyone who doesn't understand what this feels like, but I'm a power through anyway. And I'll just keep doing that until I'm satisfied that it's even enough, and then I can go back to my whatever the fuck I was doing before all of that. So, does this happen all the time? Yes. And no. Like, this happens to me on a daily basis. Every single day I get these feelings. Something will unbalance, something will need evening out. It happens to me every single day and has done my entire life. So yes, this does affect me every single day. The degree in which it affects me varies greatly, and it kind of depends on, it's the same for any other sensory issues. For me anyway, I found that if I'm having a particularly good day, like nothing's pissed me off, or I'm like not overwhelmed by anything, I can kind of brush most of these things off, and I kind of just ignore things. The opposite, you know, if I'm having a particularly bad day, I'm already very overwhelmed. All of these things, the unevenness, the sensory issues, all of that is magnified by like times 20, times 50, times fucking 100 sometimes. That'd be crazy. So it really just depends on kind of my state of mind, I guess, for that day. I would also like to add that evening it up doesn't always look like having to do something on the exact same side as something that originally happened. But I think that kind of goes in more into the realms of just general sensory, like other sensory issues and sounds, and how that can affect people in some ways. Like for instance, fabric. If I get certain fabric, I have to get it off. Just, nah. Okay. Although there was an example of this, of evening it up but not in the same way. Me and my friend were sitting in my car. Hang on. Okay, so me and my friend, we're sitting in my car having a little bit of a heart-to-heart, and he reaches out to touch me on the arm, and my knee-jerk reaction is to punch my steering wheel. Like, what? To even it out. And I didn't even consciously think about how or why, I just did it. And we were both a little bit surprised, but it did the job. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back upstairs now. So if this is you, please, I beg, reach out in the comments, let me know if this has a name, tell me, because I need to know what this is. Maybe it's related to OCD or something. Huh. Anyway, if you're already down a traits rabbit hole, then you might want to take a look at this next. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I need to stop doing those sound effects. It's not, I don't...